Elgin's not here today. He's out of town. Yeah. Oh, okay. But Lisa, we'll find out. She'll miss going. It's part of my process. He's outside the house this morning around 4:30 yelling at this guy and stuff. Well, they listen. I threw up some money. My neighbor was real happy. No, we do things like that. $50. They're hundreds, exactly.
I knew
I mean, you guys have to deal with this a lot. What did you luckily we have elections we can point to. And they would feel unrepresentative the conversations.
Absolutely.
And of course, this is not ribbon cutting. This is a curtain party. That only makes sense. Yeah. At some point, I'd encourage you to look at the front of the these Masonic because they didn't they were part of the building, but they didn't. They were structural. And we released some with quotes by dancers and musicians. Yeah. Yeah.
Good morning, friends. I'm Zach Vassar. I'm President and CEO of TAPA, and I'm here to tell you that that never gets old. I'd like to welcome everybody to the official dedication ceremony for this wonderful building behind me, the Toledo Center for Live Arts. Can I have one more round of applause for these wonderful musicians? Now, the Toledo Symphony season is only getting started, but I'm happy to see, no surprise, boys and girls, that the band is in great voice already and in wonderful tune. Thank you for that. Today marks a remarkable moment. It's not just for our organization, but a remarkable moment for our community. It has been 657 days since we purchased this building, and I do keep track of this. That's 657 days of demolition, of dust, of construction, of design, of decisions. It's 657 days of discovery and dreaming, and above all, belief. Now that's belief that this historic space, dormant for decades, could be reborn into something extraordinary. That's belief in what happens when people come together to create something that hadn't existed before. And so today, we throw our doors open wide. This is a space where creativity will call home. It's a place where music and movement will take flight. It's where young artists will grow, not just in talent, but in confidence and in discipline and in pride. We're honored to be joined today by leaders from state and city and county government, community leaders from across the across the region, and from organizations dear to my heart in the creative sector of Toledo. We're joined by members of the TAPA Board of Trustees, our entire TAPA staff, the best darn team in the land. They've all decided to stand over there for some reason, but we see you. Our patrons, our supporters, without whom this project would not be possible, and the many builders, designers, and partners who have helped bring our vision into reality. I'd like to say a couple special words of thanks to a few individuals who have truly become part of our family over 657 days. Dave Ball. Dave served as our property developer and the man who really helped us to see what was possible behind me in this wonderful building. And just yesterday, I want to add, Dave celebrated his 40th anniversary of breathing new life into historic buildings around our region. This is a wonderful opportunity to be part of your legacy, Dave, and maybe be a crown on that mantle. I'd love to recognize Scott Rossi and Karen Ferran, our wonderful and visionary architects who took what was a once vacant Masonic temple and breathed life into it and made it a beacon for the performing arts. Thank you so much, Scott and Karen. I'd also love to call attention to Meredith Hustwick, whose interior planning has brought warmth and modernity and a magnificent touch of vintage elegance, and I can't wait for everybody to see and experience it. Every corner of this building sparkles. Thank you so much, Meredith. So together we celebrate the live arts. What is the live arts? This is a new concept we're in love with. The live arts are the kind of art that is fleeting, it's unrepeatable, and it's profoundly human. Music and movement are created right before our eyes, and they're carried by the passion of the people who are performing, as well as those who witness it. Since our first rehearsals in this building just a few months ago, this space has already transformed into a hub of creativity and passion. In this building, there are 5 dance studios. There are 11 spaces for music education, 2 orchestra rehearsal rooms, expansive common areas for students and families, staff to come together, and for the first time in our history, every member of our artistic and administrative team are under one roof. This space is alive with students every single day. Students from age 3 to 83. And the energy of rehearsals, of lessons, of laughter, of practice and planning and performance, It's amazing. And this is just the beginning. Back in 2019, we brought together Toledo's major performing art institutions under a single alliance for the performing arts. And the idea was bold. That collaboration could lead to something greater than what any one of us could achieve alone. Today, that idea has a place. The center is home to the Toledo Symphony, to the Toledo Ballet, to the Toledo Jazz Orchestra, a music school, a dance school, and not one, not two, but 3 incredible youth orchestras, all sharing space, all fueling one another, all committed to making the live arts more vibrant, more accessible, and more essential to this region. With your support, we have built something incredibly rare, something that could be a model to inspire other organizations in other cities. But it's a model that's based in partnership, in passion, and in the great belief that the arts belong to every single one of us. I want to thank you for helping us make this dream real, and I want to introduce some of the leaders who helped bring us to this moment. State Senator Paula Hicks Hudson represents Toledo's 11th Senate District. She formerly served as Toledo's first African-American female mayor. She told me never to call her madam.
Yes.
We are grateful for her long-standing leadership and your presence here today. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning. I am really, really, really honored to be here and to be a part of this celebration. Zach talked about so many days of dedication and whatever, but I want to use one word that you didn't use, and that was inspiration. Because when I came to visit, and Dave Ball was kind enough to show me throughout the plans for this edifice, it was something of inspiration. The idea that music, dance, the live performing arts should be together and can be together. I've been very honored to live in this community for a number of years and to see the need that has now been met. The need for young people to be able to explore their passion and their options. I'm very honored to be here because the state of Ohio has made a commitment. Although we have some challenging days ahead, there has been a commitment for us here at the state in terms of the Ohio Arts Commission, where we are providing $49 million to help with the arts throughout the state of Ohio. This was out of the last biennium. And the state was able also to participate in renovating this building because of what was called the Strategic Community Investment Fund, which were capital dollars that we had one time. And that's when I talk about inspiration, because Zach brought me here and it was at the end of that process. But his tenacity and his vision was something that inspired all of us that are out of this district to make sure that we were able to bring some dollars, not as many as I'd like to, but bring dollars back here to our community. I have to present to you, Zach, and to the members in honor of this opportunity and the beginning of opening the curtain on a new experience for so many of our young people and our musicians and our artists. And there's just a part of this proclamation that I want to read. The development of TAPA, the Toledo Centers for Live Arts, can be attributed to the vision and foresight of a host of innovative individuals, and all of those who have been involved with the opening are to be applauded on your tremendous efforts. In the years that follow, these fine Ohioans will utilize their talents to make the Toledo Alliance for the Performing Arts an important resource for our community, and they are indeed deserving of the praise for the unwavering dedication to excellence. So on behalf of President Rob McCauley and myself, I present to you, on behalf of the great state of Ohio, the Ohio Senate, this proclamation.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Senator. State Representative Elgin Rogers of Ohio's 42nd House District is next on our program. The representative had a last-minute conflict and cannot join us today, which means that we move on to Lucas County Commissioner Lisa Sebecki, who currently serves as President of the Board of County Commissioners, and we're pleased that she can be with us.
Thank you so much.
Well, and my apologies for being a little bit tardy. If anyone knows me, they know that I like to be on time, on task, and on my mission. So I broke no speed limits coming here, but let's put it this way, I didn't get caught. But no, but I was previously at a very important other groundbreaking, though, too, an opening today for so many of our youth at the Park Hotel. But with that, though, good morning, and I'm so happy to be here. And as I usually say on these times, that when the sun is out, it's because Lucas County worked really hard to have the sunshine amongst us when there's so many important things that are happening. But we do work with the city on that sunshine there. But anyway, I'm very happy to be here today and truly honored to be standing beside all of you today to celebrate the milestone with the Toledo Alliance for the Performing Arts. This center represents more than just a building. It's a space that will nurture creativity, expression, and collaboration. I really want to applaud the TAPA, its leadership, and its partners for seeing this vision and bringing it to reality. Today marks a new and exciting chapter for the TAPA and for arts and culture right here in Lucas County. Expanding access to music and dance to people of all ages, experiences, and backgrounds is vital to growing a vibrant community. As many of you have probably heard me say before, and I'll continue to say it, that when you live in Lucas County, you can work here, you can play here, and you can retire here. And that's the new chapter, the Toledo Center for Live Arts, that's another reason why we are here. This center will support and showcase the incredible talent we have right here in Lucas County. And I'm going to tell you what, hands down, we have the most creative people, and I'll put it up against any other county in the 88 counties that we have in Lucas County, in any state of the 50 states. And its impact will be felt beyond the walls of this building. I encourage everyone to attend the community open house planned for Saturday from 1 to 5. I know that there's many exciting things on TV to watch. I won't talk about the football games, but the place you need to be is right here between 1 and 5 to celebrate with us and see everything this new space has to offer. And bring a friend, bring 2 friends, bring your neighbor, bring the people you don't even like, and tell them this is what they need to be able to experience and what they can see. You will see a state-of-the-art space of the Toledo Ballet, the Toledo Symphony School of Music, and the Toledo Symphony Youth Orchestra. And there will be fun, family-friendly activities to showcase all the learning opportunities that will be placed right here, year around year, right in this building. Again, I want to congratulate you, Zach, the Toledo Alliance for the Performing Arts, on this great achievement. And I encourage everyone in Lucas County to continue to support the performing arts in our community. And I want to say, don't just go to one performance and say, I've gone. Don't go to 2. Buy a membership. Come all the time, because every time is a different experience, a different performance, a different opportunity, and a different way to be able to see the great things that people in our youth are doing throughout our community. And Zach, I'll close by this. I have, on behalf of the Lucas County Commissioners, a proclamation to present to you today. And I too, will only just read a little snippet here. This milestone represents not only a physical expansion, but a symbolic and tangible expression of what can be achieved through unity, vision, and a shared belief in the transformative power of the arts. And with that, it's signed by myself, Lisa Sebecki, Pete Gherkin, and Commissioner Anita Lopez.
Thank you, Commissioner. Thank you for the plug for the open house on Saturday. If anybody didn't hear that, it's between 1 and 5 p.m. right here. There was also a nice plug for ticket purchases, and the box office is just through those doors. Mayor Wade Kapszukiewicz is mayor of Toledo. I believe the 64th mayor. Do I have that right? We'll say that's right. He remains a treasured friend of the organization, not only because of his marvelous love of the music of Beethoven, but because he thinks that great things happen through the arts. So I'm glad to welcome the mayor to the podium.
So many people on a day like today need to be thanked. I want to thank and recognize those individuals from the city of Toledo who are here today. Councilwoman Sir Sandra McPherson, whose outfit more than anything else demonstrates the soul and the joy that the arts bring to our lives. She's an important part of today. And I see Brandon Selhorst, who's the city's economic development director, who's worked with Zach and his team to help transition this space into what it is now. And I can't bury the lead by forgetting to recognize Zach himself and his team. Zach came to my office maybe about 2 years ago or so and explained this vision of what he had in mind for the space. And I remember nodding my head thinking, boy, that's a great idea. Who knows if it'll ever happen, but it's a great idea. A lot of people come to me with great ideas as part of the job. Not all of them see their way to completion. And the fact that this did, on actually a pretty aggressive timeline and stands poised to be such a gem in our community, is an indication of what a special leader Zach is and how fortunate we are to have him in our community. So I want to make sure I thank him on a day like today. Sure. Pardon me? And George Sorantu, I'm sorry. It's because your outfit didn't pop the same way Councilwoman Sir Sandra McPherson said. Of course, George Sorantu is also with us and deserves a round of applause for his years of advocacy on behalf of the arts. My heart is so full of joy, frankly, in this moment. There's so many things I wanted to say. I already feel myself running out of time, and so I guess I'll just say this. When I was first getting involved in public life as a young city council person, I was on city council with a gentleman who was and is important to me in terms of a focus of how public service should be. I learned a lot from him. Peter Uvagi, I think we all know that name. And Peter lived in Hungary. He was born in Hungary and lived there for his first 7, 8, maybe 10 years. And then he and his family snuck out right before the crackdown in, what was that, 1956, 57, 50, 58? I think he was maybe 10 years old. And I talked to him a lot about what it was like. I said, do you have any memories of what Hungary was like under the Iron Curtain? I know you were young, what do you remember? And he said, and I have carried this with me through all the years I've been in public life. He said, you know what, everyone had food, maybe not as much or the variety we'd like, but we had food and we had a place to live, and the state took care of those things for us. But there was no art. There was no music. There was no dance. It was gray and drab and awful. And it had no soul and no heart. And that is, Peter speaking, that's what I remember most about that system of government. The absence of hope, the absence of art, the absence of those things that lift us up and speak to that part of our soul that so badly needs music and dance and art and poetry. And through the years that we served on city council, there were times where budgets were tough and we had to make some cuts, and there were conversations about whether we should pare back city's funding to the arts. And Peter would always, he was the leader in that. He said, no, never. We never do that. The arts give the community its soul. The arts give the community its soul. And that is what we didn't have when I was, an 8, 9-year-old growing up under the Iron Curtain. That's why we left. And so cities that celebrate the arts are cities that have a soul, that have a love. And it is fitting that when the Velvet Revolution happened, right, as I riff here extemporaneously, who was it that took over? A literal poet, right? Václav Havel in Czechoslovakia was a poet. And so when it speaks to how much the soul needs poetry and music and art and dance, and when you're deprived of it, human nature compels us to seek it. This building, these people, these artists give Toledo its soul. It makes our city a place where love can take place, where dreams and hope take shape. It is such a special part of our story as a city. And I am so proud just to be a small part of this celebration today. We are a city with a soul and with heart. And today we celebrate that. So on behalf of the city of Toledo, thank you so much, Zach and your team, for everything you've done. And I look forward to great memories taking place in this building, and the celebration of the human character that will be developed here will enrich all of us in our lives. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Now it's my pleasure to introduce somebody whose steady guidance and belief, that word I used earlier, in this project has been invaluable. TAPA's board chair, Ms. Marta Ramnath.
Good morning, everybody. I want to welcome you all here and thank you all for being here on behalf of the Board of Trustees and the Board of Fellows. But there are 3 people that I really want to give a call out for, because they were really, truly hands-on instrumental in the planning and getting us to where we are today. And that's the 2 board chairs that preceded me in chronological order, Pat Bowe and Steve Kavanaugh. So we could have some applause for them. They were and are very key people to what's happening here. And the 3rd person is currently the vice chair of the board, and he led the task force under our prior 2 presidents to take this team to investigate every nook and cranny in this area to find a building that needed renovation, land that could be built on, costs, the whole business, and this is where they landed us. And that's Mr. Dick Karcher. So Dick, thank you. So today we began a new journey as we take the live arts to a new level in our community. Our new Toledo Center for Live Arts is a resource for this entire region, and it's a visible symbol for our commitment to serving the greater Toledo area. You've already heard and been reminded of the 5 key organizations that give the heart and soul to this place, and that's the Toledo Symphony, the Toledo Ballet, the Toledo Jazz Orchestra, the Toledo Symphony Youth Orchestra, and the Toledo Symphony School of Music. I know you've heard those 5 before, but you can't hear them too often. They bring a combined 300+ years of service to Northwest Ohio. And we are proud of this legacy, especially as we celebrate 2 big milestones this year. 85 years uninterrupted of Nutcracker performances, and 75 years of the Toledo Symphony Youth Orchestras. That's pretty incredible. We are also proud to honor this building's history as the former Masonic Temple and to bring this wonderful building back to life as our home for music and dance and learning. Our students and their families already feel at home in this space. Our musicians and dancers are already making live art in this space. And we're fortunate to live in a community that strongly supports the art and sees the impact of that support as we see it here and in other organizations across the regions. And many of you here today represent that group. I express our gratitude to those donors and patrons who have helped get to this point to open this new facility and who support us in all that we do on the stage, in the classrooms, in the studios, and throughout the entire community. Your support helps us in rising to the challenge, creating boldly, and striving for excellence as our role as Toledo's live arts leader. We thank you all.
Thank you, Marna. Now we move to the next phase. In the performing arts, raising the curtain is very important. It marks the beginning. It's that moment right before the music starts. It's that priceless pause of anticipation before the lights come up and before the magic begins. So as we celebrate the grand opening of the Toledo Center for Live Arts, I would love to invite public officials who have joined us today, as well as our board chair, to join me at the curtain. Together we will watch as dancers from the Toledo Ballet officially open our curtain and this space to the public.
Ready? 5, 6, 7, 8.
Our building is now open. I encourage you to come inside. There are refreshments in the Bow Family Commons. You can meet all sorts of musicians, dancers, administrators, and artistic personnel from TAPA. This place is your space, and I encourage you to come in and enjoy it.